Hey, what's up guys? It's Pixelated-Apollo. Thanks for stopping by, and today we have a ginormous fort battle in Napoleon Total War. This one is a 3 vs 3, and it's on the largest settlement, the fort settlement. This is the Ottoman settlement. I'm not sure if this is the largest, but just glancing over it, I'm pretty sure it's one of the largest, so it should be a lot of fun. Hopefully we'll see some line battles within the fort, which would be pretty cool. Anyways, let's look at the factions who are going to be fighting in today's battle. So we have Prussia over on this flank attacking, and then helping Prussia we have the Austrians. So they're going to be ready to attack on this flank. And then way over here we have the Ottoman Empire, a very fort favorite for players because they have very good melee units that you can just storm in and cause havoc. Now looking at the defenders, looks like we got a little bit of a civil war. We have another Ottoman force and 2 Great Britain forces. So it might get a little confusing on who's killing who, but hopefully we can use this mini map here and get a good idea of what the teams are. So let's look at these army comps, and then we can get this one started. I'm going to keep it paused because it does start very quickly. So starting with the Prussians, he's bringing about 4 units of Prussian Fusiliers. He's got a lot of musketeers for his main force, but he also has a lot of, where are they? Where are they? Are they hidden in the trees? I don't think so. Where? Oh, yeah, they're over here. Some foot guard. So a very elite unit for Prussia. Should do very well in this battle. And I think, you know what? He actually has more skirmishers. So he's got about like 4, 5, 6, like 7 units of Prussian Fusiliers. He's got a lot. And then for artillery, he's got the 12-pounder artillery. So 2 units of the 12-pounder arty. And then back here, he's bringing some cav. So that is good. It's always nice to have some fast-moving units on the battlefield. And here is his general. Let's move on to his ally, which is Austria. He's bringing some Jaegers here. He's got a couple 12-pounder foot artillery ready to go. And then in the front lines here, he's got some German Fusiliers. And then way over here, he's got more German Fusiliers. Let's see, I think he's got another 12-pounder and another Jaeger on this side. And the back lines here, he's got some Grenzers, so a nice skirmishing unit. Back here, he has some Grenadiers, Hungarian Grenadiers, which are really, really useful in fort battles. And here's another Grenzer unit. Here's the general back here, Archduke Charles. So fantastic. That is their force. Let's move on to the final attacking army. And this is pretty much a classic attacking Ottoman army. He's got some jetted light infantry and lots of jetted infantry, so that's his main like firing line force. He's bringing some bombardment mortars, so he's going to use that to fire over the walls and try to take out some of the soldiers before he, charges in. More jetted rifles there, and then he's got some janissaries, which are going to be extremely useful in fighting up close. And then here is his general. So general's bodyguard, and that's pretty much his force. He's got a small force over here of artillery and some janissary grenadiers, which are really, really good. So I don't really know which army is which because they're both Great Britain, but we'll just look at it as a whole. They're bringing like 4 units of dragoons, which obviously they're going to use very aggressive here and try to take out some objectives, some artillery. And then over here he's got foot, lots and lots of foot. I think they also have some light units, so as you can tell, just here's some foot guard, which is a pretty elite unit for Great Britain. And you know what? I think he mostly just has foot. I don't think they're bringing a lot of skirmishers, which isn't a big deal in a siege battle. So let's see, more. Oh, actually, here's some Coldstream Guard. These guys are really good. And then over here, he's got some reserves. He's got the Highland Foot. We got more foot, lots of foot. Did I say foot? He's got a lot. More 9-pounder foot artillery and more foot. Imagine that. So he's got a lot of reserves ready to hold the inner walls. Looking at the Ottomans, he's bringing some Jamaat Janissaries. He's got more Janissaries over here, so like 6 units of them. He's got his general over here. More and more Janissary. God, he's got a lot of melee infantry, which should be interesting on how that's going to work out. But of course, he is bringing some rifles over here, so that's good because Great Britain's not bringing any rifles, so they're going to try to work together with their army comps. And that's pretty much it for the Ottomans. They also have some camels, I believe. Yes, he's got about 4 units of the camel riders or camel gunners. So those are the armies. We can finally begin this battle, and it's going to start right over here. So let me just go ahead and play. So pretty soon the mortars here are going to fire. You can see the general of the British army here. So he's right next to this artillery. Is that worry? Should he be concerned? I don't know. We'll find out. But you can hear the artillery firing in the background. Oh, yep, he should be concerned because that's a dead general. All right, so that was a huge mistake right there. Taking out the general. It looks like 2 other bodyguards. So yeah, not good for the defenders at this early start. Oh. Sorry guys, getting some lag there. It looks like Great Britain's going to be charging in their dragoons from the early stages of this battle. No surprise there. He's going to try to get the attackers by surprise. So there they go. And I think he's going to go for the Ottomans over here. He's got his two Janissaries and his artillery. So this is a pretty important target to not lose. He's really going to need these troops, but we'll see what happens with this cav charge. Is it going to be successful? Oh, we got some mortars coming in too. Check this out. That looks amazing. And they are going for the cav force. But it doesn't look like they got too many kills there, so they are good to go. And oh, they're taking some pretty heavy fire from the Janissaries. They're going to charge in and try to take out this very small force. They do not form square, which is a really, really bad thing right there. The Janissaries are going to get chopped into pieces, and they will most likely lose their artillery. So, yeah, not a great start for the attackers, but also the defenders made some pretty big mistakes. So, it's pretty much even, I guess. But honestly, losing your general, I think, is a little bit worse than, you know, losing some artillery and some grenadiers. So we can see the epic fight over here. Artillery firing in the background. And there they go. They're breaking just like that. Too many dragoons for them to deal with. I think, let's see. He's got to really try to protect his artillery here. That is not a good start. Let's see what's going on the other side. We can see lots of smoke. Looks like the Prussians have already taken out a corner of the wall and actually took out some foot. Maybe Great Britain was too busy microing, trying to take out that artillery for the Ottomans. So the foot there, unfortunately, fall to their deaths. And now they're focusing on to the next wall, which is already 64% destroyed. The Ottomans are trying to quickly get their men off the walls, but let's see if they can make it. I think they're going to make it in time. I don't know, 83%. They kind of, oh, nope. Yeah, the walls are super glitchy, guys. If you have troops running down the ramp and it gets hit, then usually they instant die. I don't know why. Best thing to do is just to run down this way and then go down the ramp here, or you might lose an entire unit. So again, another mistake there. I wouldn't really say that's a mistake. That's more a glitch. But look at this. The Ottomans, this is the defending Ottomans. They're now moving out their camel gunners. So oh, the canister shot. Focusing down these camel gunners. That is not good. He needs to get moving. He needs to run, unless this is running for camels. I don't think so. I know they're a little bit slower than horses, but is this running? Are you guys running? They're winded, so they were running. But nice job here from Austria, putting up stakes to try to fire down at those camels who are running by. Looks like the camels were seeking an opportunity to try to take out some artillery or weak units, vulnerable units from a cav charge. But unfortunately, it's just not there, and they are going to retreat, fall back. Alright, so things are slowing down here a little bit. Austria moving up some forces, tried to take care of those camel riders, but honestly, I think you should just keep your eye out for them. I don't think you need to pursue them down. I don't think they're going to be a big deal. If you're not paying attention, then they could become a big deal. But I think Great Britain's doing the same thing. They're just kind of holding up on this hill, waiting for the attackers to make a mistake and not pay attention, and maybe they can get another deadly cav charge there. But Prussia is now moving up his forces. There we go. Looks like they're going to take the walls there, or begin, hopefully soon. You can see the walls over there. They are on fire. There's big openings in the fort walls. So there's plenty of opportunity to storm in and take this settlement. Let's see what's going on with the Austrians are also moving up forward. They've got the Hungarian Grenadiers going in first, which is a pretty good melee unit. He also has the German Fusiliers close by, so we'll see what happens with that. Obviously, they're going to probably scale the walls and charge through the openings here. And the Ottomans, well, they're a little bit behind, which makes sense because of that cav over there on the hills. So they gotta watch out for that, because both Austrians and Ottomans over here could be attacked at any second now. But it looks like the forces are kind of letting the cav catch their breaths and you know, get better energy levels so they can charge in more effectively. Okay, so the attackers are finally in range. It looks like we've got a bit of a gunfight near the walls and near that opening there. There's a couple openings in front of the Austrians. We got one right here and then one right here, which seems to be a pretty big opening. I really hope they take advantage of that. And then we have more mortars firing. I was about to say charging. They're charging the defenses. No, they're firing and trying to get some kills, but it doesn't look like they're too effective. Oh, the Prussian cav looks like they're going for a charge here, running through the Austrian grenadiers, and I think they see an opportunity maybe to take out some artillery. Not really sure. Let's see. Are they going in? They're taking their time. Let's see. Come on, guys. Let's do this. Charge into the breach. Okay, I don't know if the wall is glitching out or the player is being indecisive, but there is some artillery that is exposed and vulnerable to a cav charge, and that exactly is what Prussia is going to try to take advantage of. So this unit of 9-pounder foot artillery getting harassed. The defenders were not aware of this situation. Great Britain looks like he is moving forward some foot that are going to try to fire down the cav, but the cav is actually, are they going to charge the foot? I don't know. I think so. I think they're going to continue to charge in, but they're going to form square over here and fire down at that cav. That should break the cav fairly quickly, but they do slaughter the artillery crew, so that was another mistake from the defenders. You need to have good map awareness and make sure that you watch. Oh, no. He just shot his own square with his artillery. That's another thing you gotta watch out for. Sometimes when you're in the heat of battle, you can move troops where they shouldn't be and you get some friendly fire. But it looks like he's going to silence his guns here, at least hopefully. Don't fire. Don't fire again. Please don't. This is bloody dangerous, Sarge. That's what he said. Alright, so more and more forces pushing on this corner. Let's see what the Ottomans are doing here. Are they moving forward? No, they're holding back. They are holding back. He's got his Janissaries. Looks like they might be the first ones to go in. We've got some mortars crashing down on the Ottoman position. So he really can't hang out here for too long. There we go. He is moving forward some troops. I'll keep my eye out for that. But let's head back over to this other corner, because it looks like things are getting pretty intense over there. The defenders have gone inside the buildings here, and they're going to hold them as a defensive position against the invaders. And oh, there we go. Shots fired. And they're focusing down the Hungarians. He needs to just quickly charge into that building and take that building with melee, because that's what the Grenadiers are good at, especially against some rifles. They should be able to easily beat them, but we'll see what he does here. Honestly, he's taking way too long. He needs to charge in there. Just take it. And then have some line infantry support against the other line infantry that may show up. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, they're firing at, looks like a depleted unit of foot here that was trying to get off the walls originally. They are getting taken out, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. Let's see if he's going to charge in these Grenadiers. Nope, he's going to slowly march them forward. Interesting decision there, but let's see what's going on with the Ottomans. It looks like they're going to charge in their Janissaries. They do have to gain control of this wall. Notice how none of the defenders are on this wall, so he should be able to take it without an issue, gain control of the gate, and then be able to charge in some infantry. He needs to do that quickly because he is getting hit pretty hard from artillery, which would not, is not good. You don't want to lose too many soldiers just standing there. But more and more forces firing at the walls, trying to take out the troops who are stationed up there. Pretty cool shot right here. Alright, the Grenadiers are getting closer and closer. Not really sure what the Austrians are doing here. I feel like they're being a little indecisive. They really need to make up their mind. Go for a charge or do something to take out the enemy, because he's losing too many Grenadiers from the rifles that are safe and sound in that building. Make that building no longer safe and sound. Just charge in there, do some melee, and the Grenadiers will do wonders for you. But unfortunately, he is making a fairly big mistake there. But he is also focusing on this side of the battle, so maybe he's, busy microing.
The gates are ours.
But they are being very cautious at this point. There is a time where I think it's bad to be too cautious. But oh my goodness, the lag is real. What in the world? We must have a lot of units storming by over here. So let me go ahead and get rid of some of these notifications. Okay, so this is a little laggy, guys. Don't really know what's going on here. But the Janissaries charging in, ready for a bloody melee. There we go. It's no longer laggy. So a bloody melee, I don't know, engagement. Great Britain, there we go. They're going to hold the line right here against this great Ottoman charge. They were not able to get some shots off before they charged in. There we go. There's one shot. Oh, and then the Dragoons are coming in. They do charge the back of their own men. I don't know if that affects them too much, but it is good to have some cav support, in this situation. So a very intense fight. The Ottomans are getting close to wavering. Their morale is now orange. So it's looking pretty rough for the attackers, guys. Great Britain holding that line. We do have some Ottoman support up here. This is the attacking Ottomans who put up their rifles, who are now going to be able to fire down at the defenses of Great Britain. But they need to quickly set up their line infantry. I don't know if the infantry here, the Janissaries, were just charging in to buy time for the line infantry so they can form up and fire back, but they need to quickly maneuver. So we got the floodgates coming in. They're storming in. Also, the rifles up here are now firing down. This is really cool. They're kneeling down behind the walls, taking shelter. Also, we've got a fight going on over here. The Grenadiers and some German Fusiliers are surrounding the Janissaries. And we have Prussians now storming in with their Prussian Fusiliers. And finally, he is attacking this building. A general has been killed. It's Ice. Not sure what faction he is. But one of the attacking generals is now dead on the battlefield. So it's even now in terms of generals. Alright, so Ottoman's making an epic push over here. He's got his line infantry. He's trying to form up as quickly as possible. You know what? He's actually taking some of the buildings here. He's gonna go into melee, take on 2 units of foot guards and the 88th foot. So those are some pretty strong units. I don't think he's gonna be able to take these guys out alone. He probably needs to send in some support there. But he needs to quickly form up his lines. And it is good that he has his rifles over here, giving them some support, firing down at the British ranks. But they need to continue to keep up that fire, give their troops on the ground some support. So what a battle over here. I mean, look at this. The smoke is everywhere. We now got the Austrians in a very heated line battle against this flank against Great Britain. So he's got more forces over here. German Fusiliers ready to fire. Let's watch their point of view. Or not, you know, they don't have to fire, you know, whatever. We're just trying to watch an epic battle, that's fine. Oh, there they go. Oh, now they fire. Now when I look away, beautiful. But yeah, they're trying to put some pressure on this flank, but it looks like Great Britain's holding very well on this side. So it doesn't look too bad for the defenders. Let's see what's going on this side here. Looks like the Ottomans are starting to break at the sheer numbers of British forces crashing into their ranks. Oh, now the Ottomans are killing each other. The defenders are sending in their Janissaries to take on the Jedit infantry. So he's forming square. That's probably not a bad idea. He's got more line infantry over here trying to hold the flank against some Highland foot and some standard foot. He also has a building over here where I think this is the attacking Ottomans taking shelter in there. So he is gaining some control over the fort. Oh, come on. Hold Ottomans. You are needed on the battlefield. That is most of the Ottoman army as well. So here's the camels. This is the defending Ottomans. But yeah, that's pretty much the entire Ottoman army. They've committed their forces. And it looks like it's not working out too well. But here comes the Austrians, who are breaking through this flank. That was a great diversion from the Ottomans. Hopefully the Austrians can push through and cause some havoc and maybe even take the town center. Let's see what's going on over here with the Prussians. It looks like we got a very intense melee between the foot guards and the janissaries, the defending janissaries. Some shots fired there. We got more foot guards coming in. Prussian Fusiliers. Oh, we're experiencing more lag, guys. This is a very large battle. This is a pretty intense fight in here. Let's go ahead and zoom in on this close quarter battle here for control of this very defensive position. It's a pretty close battle. Uh-oh. Prussian forces are running from the battlefield. That is not a good sign for the attackers. The balance of power is shifting in favor of the defenders, but Austria is making some progress over here, but has he lost too many men? I don't know. We will soon find out if he has enough power to take on the British Empire. We still have very healthy foot troops, and he's doing an epic bayonet charge into the Austrian position, trying to get them to break very quickly. We have lots and lots of Prussians over on this side, though. And he's now firing at the unit that was losing to these janissaries. Oh, look at the smoke everywhere. This is insane. This battle, the scale of this battle is insane. That is probably why we're experiencing some lag. But we've got the Grenzers over here in close combat, which is not necessarily a good sign. But they're trying to support their line infantry and take down those foot troops. German Fusiliers still in a heated melee. And we have more German Fusiliers over here taking on the foot. Alright, so more and more Prussian Fusiliers getting into position. Does Prussia have any more troops? No, he does not. Also, Austria is pretty much committed about 90% of his army. So this one is still very close. If you look at that balance of power, it's going to be hard to determine who's going to win this one. But let's see, he's got his German Fusiliers here firing at the flanks of the Highland foot. They need to stretch out their lines so they can take on more forces. The Ottomans are now fighting each other over control of these very cool looking buildings. Well, I don't know. I don't know who's who, honestly. I can't tell. But I'm pretty sure the attacking Ottomans are in control of this one. Uh-oh. Prussian general under attack. He's walking through the gate here. He's like, yes, yes, another glorious day of battle. Into the fray. I don't know what he's doing there. Oh, no, his unit here is fighting. That's just one of the bodyguard who were not, you know, too willing to fight early on. So there they go. They hold their ground against the janissaries of the Ottoman Empire. And oh my god, a massive bayonet fight over here for this flank. Both sides are exhausted. Both sides are depleted. But there will only be one victor in this situation. See, the general staying close, keeping his men inspired. He's like, yes, keep it up, gentlemen. Keep it up. See, who's winning this? Combat winning slightly for Austria, which is really surprising because they are outnumbered 2-4, I think, or 2-3. And then we've got the Fusiliers trying to fight back against the Fencibles over here. Oh my god, I don't even know what's going on this side. I have no idea. Like, Ottomans killing Ottomans. I have no idea who's in control of this area, but I think it's in control of the attacking Ottomans. Not really sure. Look at all of the Prussian Fusiliers charging into this very fancy building here, and I believe they are going to take this one. There's just so many of them, and the general's standing by, keeping them inspired. Balance of power still painfully close. No one's really taking a huge lead in this situation. Austria is breaking through the foot. This is truly, truly surprising. They were heavily outnumbered, but they held their ground. And looks like they're going to win here. He's got more troops lining up this way. Looks like they're firing at any targets they can find. Oh, the balance of power now shifting in favor of the attackers. That Ottoman charge, that sacrifice charge might have been worth it. Let's see, will it be in vain? Or will the attackers take this fort? Come on, Prussia, pushing up those Prussian Fusiliers, which I believe they have a longer range compared to the foot of Great Britain. It's actually, oh, I wish we could zoom in on the minimap. We can make it bigger, but you know what? That's what I should have been looking. Yeah, this building right here is under control of the attacking Ottomans, and then over here, this is the defending Ottomans, who are currently marching over, trying to take it back. You can tell by the red squares and the blue squares. Ooh, Great Britain holding up in these buildings, not willing to give up without a fight. The German Fusiliers firing at the flank of the Fencibles. Those troops should break fairly quickly. The Prussians have put a huge dent into the defense. They have taken this mansion over here, or this is a command headquarters. And, well, that's not good in a defense. You don't want to lose your headquarters. But yeah, they are now storming out, ready to join their troops into the very epic melee for the town center. So this has been a fantastic fort battle so far. Very back and forth. Both sides making some costly mistakes. But there we go. The charge from the Grenzers. The general has fallen. That was one of the defending generals. So they are now down 2 generals. We've got some foot charging outside of their buildings because they realize that they cannot give up control of the town center. And they might be going into a suicidal, bloody bayonet charge. Let's see how this turns out. Let me go ahead and make the minimap smaller. I should do that. Alright, come on. Come on. What the heck? No, no. No. Alright, there we go. Sorry. Alright, so no, they are lining up to fire. They're not going to quite go into melee. But they do need to make a decision soon, or they are going to lose control of this town center. There's only 1 minute and 41 seconds left. Let's see if the Prussian Fusiliers can hold them back in a melee fight. They are flanking with the Austrians, so that is not a good sign for Great Britain. You know, they're pushing in, but also getting outflanked, but they really don't have any other options. This is not a good formation, but I guess he's charging into melee. He's going to send back this way and try to hold back this Austrian flank. And then we have more Great Britain forces charging in. Here, they did take the town center, but they are going to have to take on a lot of line infantry. I mean, just look at all the Prussians over here who are ready to go. And they are going to charge into melee, but the morale is shrinking here. Maybe oh, nope, they break. They break. And that looks like it's going to be it. Oh, and the final general, Communist Wookiee, has been killed on the battlefield. The Ottomans are still fighting each other in this building, but it doesn't matter. It's too late. We do have a unit of foot here who maybe were trying to support the Ottomans in retaking this building, but it doesn't matter. It's not going to be enough. There's just too many forces from the attackers. We do have some small skirmishing going on here and there. Both armies, both sides took a ton of casualties, and it's looking pretty rough for them. Let's see what happens here. Archduke Charles sits victoriously on the battlefield right next to the flag, taking down the flag, and he's going to put up the Austrian flag. Let's see what's going on over here. The melee. Can they save the day? Can the Janissaries of the Ottoman Empire save the day? I don't know. They only have 1 minute left. They need to hurry up. They need to quickly defeat the the Austrian forces, which they are breaking, and they need to quickly charge in the lines over here before they fire too many rounds into the Janissary flank. Oh, there we go, guys. Look at that. Look at the gunfire firing in the background. This is going to be pretty tough for them. Here's the point of view of the Janissaries. They're going for that general. That's their only hope. The balance of power looks so bad for the defenders. Oh. Oh, and then the general. Oh, we got a general battle over here. But of course, the Ottoman Empire's general has been killed, so he doesn't risk losing his general. And more Ottoman forces charging in. Great Britain, though, not moving his foot here. That is not good. They need to support each other in this time of need. But, yeah, not looking great. Not looking great for them. Oh, enemy general killed. Oh, wait, so now, okay, so he did charge in with his general. I thought all the defending generals were killed, but no, apparently now they're all killed. So now they're really without a leader. Buildings are being taken and conquered left and right. And there we go, finally, he's pushing forward his foot here to fire at the flank. Yep, glorious victory is soon to be the Prussians' victory. Oh, but he needs to get his general out of there. I swear, if he loses his general, why is he not charging in his infantry? Not really sure, but dang. General putting up an epic stand here. They are breaking, though. Maybe he lost his general. I don't know. There we go. Here comes the foot. And this is the final charge. Here comes the Prussian general. That should break them pretty quickly. Yep. And that's it, guys. That is the fight. What a gruesome fight today. You can see that the fighting took place everywhere. A lot of fighting over here. A lot of fighting on this flank and in this corner. But even though both sides made some pretty costly mistakes, the attacking side made less mistakes or less devastating mistakes. But if we look at the kills here, most kills to Prussia. He was also the person who sent in the battle replay, so thank you Farlock for the battle replay. This one was awesome, just huge scale battle. And then Ice getting 1,000 kills, and Communist Wookiee getting 900. And then over at the defenders, Willis getting 1,000, and then the Ottoman Empire getting 1,300, and Sir Hammer 1 getting 987. If we look at the most kills, looks like it's Foot Guard, which, again, no surprise there. Foot Guard are actually very, very good. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, be sure to leave a like, a comment, and share it with your friends or whatever you want to do. And if you haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe for more epic battles. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.